Okay, and then as soon as it says streaming live, I will shut this off. All right, done. I think it's going. Is it going? I never know. Because there's like this delay between pushing go and like one screen says live and the other one is doing this thing. There we go. I think it's going now. I just want to make sure that this one is like doing its thing before I close out. Hurry up. Okay. There we go. All right. Sweet. Okay. So, Kathy, I'm super excited. We're going to do a little work on your business. And basically, what I do is I help people understand the power that's within them to function from that power in order to make everything that they do in their human way more fun, way more profitable, and way more easeful. So Kathy gave me a little heads up already on what she wants to work on. So Kathy, how about in your words, tell us.
Sure. I would love, if I could change one thing in my business, I would love to have clients coming to me as opposed to me looking for clients.
Cool. So just for context, and if you want to give what your business actually is, great. If you don't, then just give us an idea of the structure of your business or the business model so that we have it for context.
Sure. So I'm in health and wellness. I work with Mel Luca, and I help people find solutions either for their home or for their health to make their lives better.
Cool. So currently, how do you put yourself out there?
So I currently do networking. I'm in 2 different networking groups so I can meet people. And really my focus is to connect with people that are, searching and wanting to make changes with their health.
Cool. And so when you walk into said networking group, what kind of thoughts are going through your mind?
Usually it's what I'm going to say as my 60-second commercial.
Okay. And when you are preparing your 60-second commercial in your head, what's going on in front of you?
Usually there's networking going on. People are talking, people are, welcoming people, saying hi to people that I know and haven't seen for a while. So that's usually what's happening.
Cool. So when somebody shows up in front of you, because we have a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind, we have our human acting out, and then we have all our thoughts and beliefs going on in the background, right? Mm-hmm. And my spirit knows no time and space. My human knows time and space. It's finite here, right? Mm-hmm. So here Kathy is standing at a networking event, and somebody comes up to talk to Kathy, and Kathy's human is saying hello, doing networking. And then Kathy's focus, Kathy's attention is over here working on her 60-second commercial. So did this person connect with you, Kathy?
Probably not.
Probably not? Hey, Kathy, did this person connect with you?
No.
No. No. And you guys, we don't even realize that the very thing that we desire is the thing that we're not focusing on, which is, hey, I want to connect with people, because those were your words. I want to connect with people who are looking for solutions. And here they are. And there's no connection going on because we're over here thinking about something else, like my 60-second commercial. I want to make sure I say the right things so that people will connect with me. What? We're so silly. Right now, Kathy, there's nothing wrong with you, right? I can put 100 people in this exact same position, and maybe one of them is thinking about, how do I get this client? Somebody else is thinking about their 60-second commercial. Somebody else is worried about, I wonder if somebody realizes I wore this same suit yesterday. Somebody else, right? Because our mind is not right here with this person connecting. And you guys, we can do this life in just our human. We can totally show up and human the shit out of life, and we can progress. If, however, we want more fun and more abundance and more ease, like we were talking about earlier, we want to actually be integrated. Our spirit and our human, our conscious and our subconscious, our focus, our attention, and our human all in the same spot, right? Right here in this present moment, right? And most of us are not, which is why we're having struggle building a business or finding clients or finding team members or whatever that thing is, right? And so when we recognize, oh, okay, I'm over here with my 60-second commercial, right? So what is it that keeps your attention on your 60-second commercial?
I don't.
And it's okay to not know, because you guys, this is another thing. The very thing we want to do, right? Kathy already said, I want to connect, right? Yet here she is not connecting, recognizing she's not connecting, because did it feel like you connected? I mean, typically, every once in a while we connect, right? Because every once in a while we're actually present, right? But normally we're not. Now, if there wasn't something that I saw as what would be most beneficial in practicing my 60-second commercial, I wouldn't be practicing my 60-second commercial. I would be present. Does that make sense? Because our spirit is pure, and it's always, always, always doing what we believe is the very best thing for us to be doing, right? And what happens is we're programmed based on how we were raised, the environment, advertising programs us. There's all of these things our whole life that programs us in order to achieve or get or do the thing that will, or do the things that we think will get us the results that we're looking for, right? And so if there was not something inside of us that thought that practicing the 60-second commercial would be the most beneficial thing to be doing, it wouldn't be doing it, right? And so I love that Kathy's like, I don't even know. Yeah, guys, guess why? Because this is how much of, and we've all seen it. If you have been in business for more than 5 minutes, especially as an entrepreneur, you have seen the glacier, not a glacier, the iceberg, right? You've seen the iceberg. And this much of it is above the water, and that represents your conscious mind. And 98% of it is under the water, and that represents your subconscious mind. Well, if it's in your subconscious mind, then we don't have an awareness of what's going on. So the fact that you're like, I don't even know, perfect answer. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with you. You're totally normal. You're totally like the rest of us. We don't know what's going on in our subconscious mind. However, if we're practicing desiring to shift things in our life, the very thing we can do is be aware of where we're at. Oh, I just recognized that based on this conversation, that when I'm trying to connect with people, I'm actually over here practicing my 60-second commercial. Okay, cool. What do I think is the value of my 60-second commercial over truly connecting with this person? Oh, well, I've been taught, somehow I believe that having a really nailed 60-second commercial is the thing that will help people connect with me. Great. That's what I think is important. Okay, well, is that true?
No.
Not from the perspective. Now, hear me well, you guys, because if you're here, if you're watching this, it's because you desire to live life integrated, human and spirit, the fullness of you, conscious, subconscious, superconscious, all at the same time, right? And some people have a really great nailed in, dialed in 60-second commercial. Everything that comes out of their mouth is super smooth and it's right on point and it's practiced and it's great. And they do fine. Great. If you're here listening to this, that's probably not you. Right? That's probably not you. Why? Because those people don't necessarily need to be integrated. Now, that's not to say, again, hear me well, that's not to say that those people aren't integrated, but we can do human, once again, we can do human without our spirit, but it just is harder, right? That person maybe had to practice for 117 hours to get that 60-second commercial nailed down, right? Mm-hmm. We don't want to practice for 117 hours. We just want to show up, be authentic, connect with people, and do life, right? So recognizing that I've been taught that a really good 60-second commercial gets people interested in me and my product. Great, that's what I believed. Now we realize, wow, that's not even true, because it's really not about my 60-second commercial. What is it about, Kathy?
Me.
You. It's about you. Right? You don't want people to connect with your 60-second commercial. You want people to connect with you, right? And who, honestly, when you are out in the world, right? Who do you want to connect with? People who have a great 60-second commercial, or people who just stand up and are super authentic, even if their 60-second commercial might sound kind of stupid. Right? And recognizing you're going to attract the people that you like their 60-second commercial best, right? The ones that you feel you connected with when they stood up and gave their 60-second commercial are the people who are going to connect with you when you're functioning in that same space, right? So what if we gave you, now I'm about to give you a mantra. Now, here's where sometimes when somebody says, just say this 100 times a day and you'll start to believe it, right? And we could, again, human the shit out of it. And we could very well go, every day I get, I get more and more present. Every day I get more and more present. The more present I become, the more connected I get to be. Every day I get more present. The more present I become, the more connected I get to be. And you could say that 100 times. And eventually your subconscious mind, oh, it says my internet is unstable, so I apologize if I'm glitching. And our subconscious mind will eventually catch on, right? But if I'm only doing it from my human, it's going to take a whole lot longer, because I might say it 100 times and get one little drip into my subconscious mind. But my subconscious mind is persuaded by connection, right? So when I actually bring my awareness into my subconscious, and go, okay, I want to connect with my subconscious mind. And for those of you who don't know me, if you want to know why I keep referring to my heart region when I say subconscious mind, it's because I love the Bible, and the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is, right? We play out what's in our subconscious mind. It also says to guard your heart with all diligence. Why? Because it is the wellspring of life. It is how life shows up for us, right? So our subconscious is in this heart region space, right? And when we bring our conscious mind and we connect it to our heart region, and now we say things like, every day I get more and more present. Oh, did you feel that? Mm-hmm. Right? And mm-hmm. Now, as we connect to the subconscious mind, that persuasion becomes so much faster. Why? Because I'm connected to the subconscious mind. I'm not trying to force myself to believe something. I'm recognizing that I can't turn it on or off. My subconscious mind can't turn it on or off. It needs to be persuaded into a new belief. Like every day I connect easier and easier. And again, whatever that is for you, but something that rolls off your tongue, like every day I get to connect more and more. Every day I'm more and more present. Whatever feels good for you in that is what you can practice. And when you practice it right before you walk into that networking meeting, right? Every day I'm connecting more and more. I love the fact that I can be present at any given time, right? And mm-hmm. Here's what's really cool, you guys. Kathy, if you had to guess, just a guess, how many times do you think you've given a 60-second commercial?
I don't know. Hundreds, probably.
Okay, hundreds of times. And yet, well, clearly it's not good enough, because here I am thinking about my 60-second commercial, right? And what's really cool is when our conscious and our subconscious mind are connected, then when we're doing something from that conscious place, like I'm standing up, I'm giving a 60-second commercial. When I'm connected and I'm present, all of a sudden words start to flow out of my mouth. And then I sit down and I'm like, dang, that was a rockin' 60-second commercial, right? Because you already know what you want to say. You already mm-hmm. know what connects you to people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, there's more. Cool. So how else do you put yourself out there, right? Because so often, you guys, here we are in the boat. I liken building a business like fishing, right? Especially mm-hmm. if you are somebody who desires to do it from a place of attraction instead of a place of hunting, right? And so here we are in the boat. And if I'm a fisherman, what do I need to do to catch fish? Do I jump in the water and start swimming after the fish? No, right? What do? I put bait on my hook and I throw it in the water and then I sit, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes when we don't really understand, because we're like, I just want people to come to me instead of having to chase them. Okay, cool. Well, what's your bait and what do you have out there? Oh, what do you mean? I'm just here. Oh yeah, but what are you putting in the water that attracts people? What? Putting stuff in the what? Wait, what? Right? And we don't even realize. And so we go, well, what are you putting out there? Well, I show up at networking events. Okay, cool. That's something, but not every fish likes the same kind of bait. So I dated this guy and he was a professional fisherman. And at the time I'm like, how do you be a professional fisherman? Right? You put you put a worm on the hook and you throw it in there. And he's like, no, like you have to know how deep it has to go. You have to know, does it need to move? You have to know what kind of fish that you're catching compared to what the fish likes to eat. And you need to know how far down the fish is so that you can put your lure that far down. But some fish, you know, swim shallower. And so you need something more of a bobbin to catch the fish, right? You have to know what you're catching in order to know what bait to throw out there, right? So networking is a great idea. There's something else available for you that I think you actually haven't tapped into yet. So where else are you throwing your bait, i.e. you?
Social media.
Okay. What do you do on social media?
It's a struggle. It's been one of my challenges that I work through because it's hard for me to put myself out there.
Okay, wait.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because out of the mouth, the heart speaks. What's the heart? Our subconscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to put myself out there. Okay, well, if I'm a fisherman and it's hard for me to get the bait out there, how often am I going to catch a fish?
Not very often.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So what's the struggle with putting yourself out there on social media? As you currently right now are putting yourself out there on social media.
It just doesn't feel very comfortable for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Find out what that reason is. So is it about social media? Is it about self-promotion? Is it about your industry? Is it about your product?
I think it's more self-promotion.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. It just doesn't feel comfortable.
What do you think is wrong with it? Because here's the thing, you guys, if we didn't think something was wrong with it, it wouldn't feel yucky, right? The only way it can feel yucky is if somewhere I'm finding wrongness with it, or it's not for me, but I don't feel like that's the case. So there's something wrong with it. What's wrong with self-promotion?
Nothing.
But what do you think is wrong with it?
It just feels salesy to me.
Oh, cool. So how do you define salesy?
Pushy.
And why do you suppose people push?
Because they either want to sell, they want to have a sale, or they believe in the product, or both.
Do you think is it true that people who believe in their product are pushy?
Not all people, no. I mean, it depends on the person.
Do you think? Okay, I'm gonna go with that because there's an attachment to the I need the sale and the belief in the product, right? If we separated those and somebody didn't need the sale, they wouldn't be pushy exclusively because they believed in their product. Do you get why?
I'm not sure.
Because if I really believed, now there's the difference. Do I think I believe it, or do I really believe it? Because if I really believed it, I wouldn't push my product because it would sell itself.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So even if I believe in the product, there has to be that other element of I need a sale in order for Pushy to be there, right? So do you suppose that somebody needing a sale is connected or disconnected?
Disconnected.
Disconnected. Okay, are you guys ready? Here's the magic. And guys, there's nothing wrong with any of us. This is how it works. This is if we eliminated the wrongness of us, what's about to come out is like, that's so crazy and fascinating. If there's a wrongness, it's, oh, I need to fix that, or oh, I should be ashamed, or oh, what an idiot, or oh, right? All of those things. Because guess why you don't like to be on social media putting yourself out there? Because that's salesy, and salesy feels yucky. Guess why? Because that's the very thing that you're doing, right? Because we just found that out over here in the networking group, because you're over here trying to do it right in your sales or your 60-second commercial instead of connecting here. Right? Right. So for whatever reason you're disconnected, whether it be, and I don't think this is it, believing in your product, believing in your industry, believing in you, believing that you have to get it right, needing a sale, all of those things disconnect us. Right? And disconnection is disconnection, connection is connection, right? And if I associate salesy with yucky and self-promotion, and that is disconnected, then as you show up disconnected, of course it feels yucky. Here's the good news though, Kathy. When it feels yucky, that's an indicator that there's something going on in your subconscious mind that's ready for you to become aware of and to shift it, or it wouldn't be showing up. Right? So the fact that you go, it just feels yucky, is a really good indicator. You're prepared to grow. You're prepared to receive something that's available to you that you haven't received yet. Right? Good news. Cool. What is that thing that you're ready to receive that you haven't received yet? Do you know? Are you aware? Better question.
I'm not sure I am aware.
Right? Okay, cool. And here's what's really, again, really okay with that. And the good news, because if you were aware, and if you were aware and you did everything to shift and the result was still the same, there would be no solution. Right? So the very fact that you're not aware is actually good news, because now guess what? Now when you become aware, there's a solution. Right? Cool. And Kathy, do you need a sale?
No.
Does your subconscious think you need a sale?
No.
If your subconscious didn't need a sale, would it care if it got its 60-second commercial right?
No.
No. It's trying to get the 60-second commercial right so that it can get a sale. So it does believe that you need a sale, which is the dissonance between who you are, somebody who doesn't need a sale, which spoiler alert, none of us really need a sale. We just want a sale. Why? Because that's fun for us. But if we believe we need it, instead of just desiring the experience of having a sale, we separate ourselves from us. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So out loud 3 times at least, I want you to say, I don't need a sale. Now, remember, you could say, I don't need a sale. I don't need a sale. I don't need a sale. Did you feel like I was connected as I said that? Here's the difference. Connect my head to my heart. I don't need a sale. I don't need a sale. Okay. Now, here's what's really cool about this process. Sometimes when we go, I don't need a sale, I connected my head to my heart and I said, I don't need a sale. And hear me well, because I'm feeling it from your perspective. And your perspective in your subconscious is, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So when you say with your mouth, even though you're connected, right? I don't need a sale. Your subconscious is going, yes, you do. Right? Cool. So we don't say that. Guess why? Because now we're just fighting. We're back to fighting with our subconscious mind and trying to make it believe something instead of persuading it into believing something. Right? So then we try something like this. I'm willing to believe that I don't need a sale. Oh, that felt good. That felt connected, right? And when we understand that our subconscious isn't a jerk, it's not trying to secure itself in what it believes and fight against us. It's simply just going, yeah, we don't believe that. And it desires that persuasion, right? I don't believe it because it's too far away from what I believe. The belief that I don't need a sale is too far away from the patterned belief of I need a sale. Right? So if it's too far away, we're never going to, well, I won't say we're never going to convince it. We have to human the shit out of it to convince it. And it's hard and it's frustrating and it's not fun. Right? So if that's too far away, we go, okay, well, what can I do that's one step closer to that? Well, how about I'm willing to believe? Oh, okay. Now, sometimes even that, nope, still too far away. Good. I'm willing to entertain that it's possible that someday I could believe, right? And we just keep going until we find that thing that is the thing that connects. And here's the thing, people go, well, how do you know when you connect? You'll feel it, right? If you've actually put your head in your body with the desire to feel if you're connected or not, you'll feel when it connects, right?
Okay.
So cool. So now out loud at least 3 times, I'm willing to believe that I don't need a sale. And I want you to do that right now.
Okay.
You're like, okay, great. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to get right on that as soon as we're done. No, Kathy, get on it right now.
I'm willing to believe that I don't need the sale. I'm willing to believe that I don't need a sale.
Drop into your body a little bit more because you're still in your head. Because do you feel that you're still in your head? Do you feel that it's not quite connected yet? So drop a little deeper into your body. There.
I'm willing to believe that I don't need a sale.
Do you feel the difference in that? Did you feel the difference? And do you know that your whole tone and the energy that came out of your mouth was completely different? You'll have to go back and actually watch this and see the difference in the two. Okay, go ahead. Do a couple more.
Okay. I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale. I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale. I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale.
Drop into your body a little bit more. Because that last one was, okay, that was one, that was two. Okay, here's the last one, right? And you went back into your head a little bit. Drop back into your body.
I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale.
Go again.
I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale. I'm willing to believe I don't need a sale.
Yeah, and there's something really magic about 3, right? Because 1, 2, okay, miss the third one, start back at 1. Okay, by the third one, magic starts to happen, right? It's like it ignites, like, okay, like the injection of that new belief went into my subconscious mind. Now it's going to start sowing seeds of more of that, right? It's going to start reproducing itself into more of that. But if you do 2 times and not the third time, then it's like, okay, that was good. Yep. Dried up. That third one is what actually connects and allows that to start to germinate and grow.
Okay.
Right. And a seed sown germinates, pops open, starts to grow, tree grows. What grows? Fruit grows. What's in the fruit? Seed, which is how it begins to reproduce. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought the thought I need a sale in 2 weeks, right? Why? Because it became who you are, right? It became who you be. It became a part of you. You embodied it. And then it just naturally flows out of you, right? So good. So, just like if you want to shift your body, and I love this example, and I know you live in another state, so, but you've been to Boise, so you'll know what street I'm talking about, right? If you say, I want to shift my body, so I think every time I drive by Axiom Gym on Fairview at 2:00 on a Tuesday, I'll stop and work out. How quickly will your body shift?
It'll shift.
But if you say, I'm only going to work out if I'm driving down Fairview on a Tuesday at 3:00 and I have time, how quickly will it shift? No,
not very quickly.
Right?
No,
it'll take a long time, because how often will you accidentally have an hour on a Tuesday, right? If you decide, however, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m., I'm going to show up at the gym and I'm going to work out. How quickly will your body shift?
Quickly. Yeah.
Right. Changing your mindset is exactly the same. If you wait until you're going into your networking event and you're all like in a frenzy about needing to get a sale and you practice then, it'll shift, but it'll take a really long time. Or you can set aside even 5 minutes a day to do some, I'm so grateful that, or what did we say? Every day I'm becoming more and more present, right? To say those things, embody those things, to say things like whatever it was we just said, that last one. I'm so glad that I record these so that I can go back and go, what was it? Oh, I'm willing to believe that I don't need a sale, right? And if you actually practice those on purpose, it's going to shift those quicker, right? And as often as you want to practice, it'll shift a little quicker. The more you connect your head and your body when you're doing it, the quicker it'll shift.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Really good.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to next week because we're going to do this a few more times. So I'm super excited. And
Me
thank you
too.
so much for being willing and available. And I
Absolutely.
look forward, to seeing what's shifted when we check in next week.
Okay. That sounds great.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Stop our live.